Let's talk about Leatherhead in my Ninja Turtles universe. In my continuity, Leatherhead was the first mutant created by Baxter Stockman. The first batch of mutagen that Baxter created that he viewed as viable enough to test out, he did so on an alligator. Under direct orders from General Krang, Baxter was to test out the multiple different reptilian species here on Earth to see if there was a suitable replacement for Triceratops to create a new strain of soldiers to fight against the Triceratons. And seeing that the Triceratops were dinosaurs and that alligators are the only species of dinosaur that are still sort of around, Baxter thought, easy peasy. Let's go with these guys. Baxter mutated a young infant alligator and raised it essentially as his own son. He taught Leatherhead how to read, how to write, mathematics, history, everything. Leatherhead is nearly as smart as Baxter Stockman, and he will refer to Baxter as father in my series. I'm very much going to play up the characterizations of Leatherhead that sort of portray him as a trapped child who realizes that their parent isn't really a parent. Eventually, Leatherhead would be forced to break out of his home, the sub-lab of TCRI, and he escaped into the New York sewers. Throughout the series, Leatherhead will be plagued by incidents of basically no sapience. All of the intelligent sapient thought up in his head vanishes every now and then, and he becomes a violent predator. It is because of this that Baxter eliminated alligators from the list of possible candidates for his mutagen army. And it is because Leatherhead escapes out into the sewers why Baxter begins building his Mousers. Baxter, of course, builds them and pitches them to the city of New York as little robots that will go kill all the rats within New York. But actually, their job is to scout the sewers looking for Leatherhead if he's still out there. Leatherhead makes his first appearance in the second season of my Ninja Turtles series, where he starts off sort of like a cryptid of New York. I think I might even have Easter eggs of him in season 1 as the Sewer Gator, and he makes his debut with the Turtles attacking them because they've actually mistaken them for someone else they are hunting. Slash. The Turtles will ally themselves with Leatherhead. He will become a reoccurring character throughout the series. He'll never fully join their team because he's just too angry at Baxter. And it's because of this that Leatherhead joins Old Hob and the Mighty Mutanimals. Leatherhead and Hob come to refer to each other as brothers in my universe, with their views aligning almost too perfectly. Now, of course, Old Hob will be dedicated on greed, but this guy will be dedicated on vengeance against Baxter. And he doesn't particularly care what form that takes. He just wants to make his father suffer in the same way that his father made him suffer. After all, this man was raised to be a killing machine in an isolated lab. And eventually he will become like a mentor to the young Slash because of the obvious narrative parallels their character arcs have. And that is Leatherhead in my Ninja Turtles universe.